Hi guys, I'm Ridwan here and I am back with another vlog. So today is Monday, the 23rd of November 2020, which is the 251 day that we are under the restricted movement order. One good news for us in Terengganu though, the enhanced restricted movement order, which was imposed on us together with few other states since the 9th of November, has been lifted together with those in Kedah, Johor and Melaka. So it is good that we are getting a bit of our freedom back to go around with no limitation of people in the car or having meals in the restaurants. So it is good. But most unfortunately that those in Kelantan are now have seen themselves coming under the enhanced restricted movement order since the 21st of November. Because of the spate of cases recorded in the state for the past few weeks. So to those in Kelantan, we are hoping the condition will improve soon. Let's pray together and let's practice our SOPs so that we can break this chain and also contain the pandemic that seems to be on the rise for the past month, and to make sure that our, again, what I'm saying before, to make sure that our health system are not going to be overrun. A few months back, the capacity was at around 10,000 beds, but right now I think we are already having around 12,000 plus active cases. We have not been overrun as yet. I believe the health ministry have made tremendous improvement or addition to the capacity of our hospitals in treating those who are tested positive with COVID-19 virus. Hopefully, we are going to be able to get over this pandemic soon. The monsoon is in full swing. Has been raining for most days during the past week. I have actually went out to go and take some photos during the rain to show that even though it is raining heavily, it is the monsoon, there are still activities that we can be done. There are still life in during the monsoon, but that one is going to be in another vlog, and hopefully I'm going to upload that soon. But for now, the weather is a bit unpredictable. You know that it is the monsoon, but sometimes, just like yesterday, it was a full sun all day long that I took the opportunity to do the laundry. But today, it's been raining since the night, and then still raining right now. And hopefully that the situation does not get worse, even though the meteorological department say that there's going to be heavy rain. I think it's going to last until the 25th or 26th of November. So yeah, we have to be careful during the monsoon season. I haven't done a lot of riding because of the situation on the road can be a bit dangerous for motorcyclists. But still, I always feel like riding because as you know, I've said that before, I like riding in the rain. So maybe one fine day, I take the opportunity to ride again in the rain. If I do, then there's going to be a vlog about that too. Moving on, then we are going to talk about football. Yesterday, Sunday, 22nd of November, supposed to be the day of the final of the Malaysia Cup competition, but the competition was ended prematurely because of the enhanced restricted movement order imposed by the government, and MFL, after seeing all the possible solutions rejected by the government, cancelled the whole tournament altogether due to the technical issue that I have talked before. The team that greatly benefited from the cancellation, of course, Terengganu, because of by virtue of finishing third in the Super League, they gained a spot in the AFC Cup competition 2021. It is the first time the Turtles are going to play in the continental tournament since 2012. So whether they are going to actually play in that tournament remains to be seen. It is still a long way to go because of, according to the situation right now, nobody would be able to go out from the country to any place to play any sports altogether. That's according to the government. For me, I just do not understand the reason why, because of let's say JDT going to play in Doha. They are going to be in a party of 40 people, and if they need to be, they just be quarantined before going, and then when they play in the tournament, which is going to be centrally located over there, and coming back, they can still be tested before coming back, and then tested once again when they arrive, and quarantined for the whole 14 days. If everybody gets a clean bill of health, then I don't see why not. I mean, they are going to be in a what you call isolated place anyway, so I don't see why the reason that you can't give the permission to go and play. And if this continues, then most probably that the three representatives in the AFC tournament are not going to be able to play in the competition either. JDT, Kedah and Terengganu are not going to be able to play in the AFC tournament in 2021 if the situation does not improve in Malaysia. Is the government is really, because of football is being played everywhere in the world. Football in Europe are in full swing. The English Premier League, the Bundesliga, Ligue 1, Serie A, La Liga, all the leagues are in full swing. And then also the Champions League, the Europa League competition also in full swing. The Cup of Nations being played. So travelling is possible. And then of course there are players tested positive for the COVID-19. All of them recovered after isolating themselves for 10 to 14 days. And then continue playing without affecting the mass population. So I just don't see why football cannot be played just like that in Malaysia, and for the team to travel and take part in the continental competition. I mean, if need to be, then just put them in isolation, then I think that's about it. But I am not in power. That's just my opinion and how the season can go on. So with the season over, there are a number of players are reaching the end of the contract with Terengganu. And it's quite a bit surprise for me that captain Lee Tak has not been given a new contract. He already said he's leaving after 3 seasons with the Turtles. Well, it is a bit baffling for me because of when you are going to play in the big tournament such as the AFC Cup, you need a stable squad that already been together with for so long, know how each other play and what to expect from one another. The understanding between the players in the squad are there already, but according to what I'm hearing right now, players like Tak, Faris Ramli, Dominic Da Silva, Abubakar Diallo are leaving, and there are rumours about Sanjay Shakmedov leaving too, which is those are not being confirmed, but the one that's confirmed, like Tak and Faris Ramli and Darren Lock and Savindran are going away. I'm not sure about the approach of Terengganu this time around, because of, in my opinion, it is much better to have just a small turnover of players in your squad. If there are too many new players in your squad, then it's going to take time to gel, and you know that it is not going to happen within the 2 months that most probably the pre-season that you have, because of the season going to start in February. Then we only have December and also January to do the pre-season, and 2 months playing together, training together are not going to be, you know, sufficient for you to gel as a team. So it is very, very baffling for me, and why that kind of thing is allowed to happen. And it is like going to be a new squad for Terengganu next season. I don't know the politics inside the club. It is just my opinion. We need to have a stable squad in order for us to compete. Just a few tweaks, a few additions, just 1 or 2 addition to the squad, then that will be good. Of course, Nafuzi Zain will have his own plan on how to get things done, on how to manage the squad in order to compete on the 3 fronts, that is the Super League, the FA Cup and also the AFC Cup. We need to have strength in that. So if the strengths are not there, an injury or a suspension could cause havoc to the plan. For me, it is something essential to have a squad that is stable, know each other, and comfortable with one another in terms of gameplay. So that is my opinion. I really hope that things will work out for Terengganu. Back to the COVID-19 pandemic. One of our entertainer, Alif Sata, has tested positive for the COVID-19 virus, and he already performed in one of the entertainment show of a local station. This is a sector that government say it is safe to go on. There's no possibility of virus infecting one another, and hold and behold, there you go. Ismail Sabri, who stated during the press conference when saying that football has to be postponed while entertainment industry can go on, about on how the entertainer can be filmed at one place, another one is at this place, and they are going to be put together as a show. There's a lot of bulls over there, and then I wonder whether that's ever happening on the screen. Is it happening? No. And is it safe? No. And instead, you cancel everything about football. You just put football on hold, sports generally on hold, and entertainment industry can go on. But that's what you get. I'm not against the entertainment industry, but I just wish that the government is to be fair to everybody. Everybody needs to find their income, and it's something that there's a dissatisfaction among the sports industry, seeing that everything in sport has to be halted and everything else is going on. Why? It's just only you, the government, can answer. Is it double standard on that? I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you can support me, the channel, by subscribing, by commenting, by liking, by sharing. Hope because of it will help me to go on during this crisis. So take care, guys. Semula.